Yeah.
There's an intro.
Just start.
Oh, just start from here.
Yeah.
In an act of total contempt, the White House praises Obama for saving the economy from the Republicans' destruction, but now say they never said that and would help private employers in the recovery.
I know. They said the Democratic press thinks this guy's got a few screws loose. I mean, that's all he did to say that this money would help the economy grow and that jobs, that it would save it. Basically, the unemployment would never rise beyond eight points. Well, that was never said now. And that the job was, all we did, we stabilized the economy from George Bush's disaster.
And Bank of America halts foreclosures in 23 states.
Well, yeah, they said it's basically an attempt by Obama to make it look like the Democrats are doing something to save the things. But I'll try to put it this way. It was done this morning on television. They said a guy continually tried to explain to a reporter about how this isn't going to work. And he said, yes, but if they manage to stop some of these foreclosures and then they actually can afford to pay the houses. So he put it in simple terms. He said, if you're, he said that you're from New York, actually he said, I'll put it in terms simple enough for a newsman to understand. There are 20 to 30 million homes owned by people in this nation that work for minimum wage. He said, which is basically $1,000 a month. The average payment on a home in this country is $1,200 a month. And he said they own automobiles, furniture, and other things. So he said if you even drop it down by a third, you still can't afford the house because the house is then worth less than what you're paying for it. He said, oh, that makes sense. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but see, they also forgot, because they were sitting there talking about, the problems with the paperwork. Didn't they remember they were trying to give it to them?
There is no problem.
Remember they were saying they were trying to give it to them and everybody was throwing their arms up? Because
the problem is they can't, the banks cannot give the homes away to the people. They got to pay for them. And when basically nobody was qualifying under the Obama's plans because it's simply, they couldn't get the figures down low enough that anybody could afford anything. And then the fact too, they said that they tried to explain to the reporter this morning, it didn't make any difference. The paperwork is, somebody didn't cross an I and didn't cross a T and dot an I. That's the paperwork problem. They still can't afford the homes they're in and they're going to lose them. But they'll buy them until after the election now, though.
And unions hold a Washington rally to show they run this country.
I know. It's the most inclusive rally ever done. We have white Americans, we have black Americans, we have Hispanic members, we have union members, we have union members, we have union members. Yeah, and it's like the press, basically the mainstream press abandoned it after the first guy got up and spoke, saying that we need to seize the businesses in this country and turn them over to the people, so that because of the people that actually do the work. It's also the Young Communist Associations that sponsored this stupid thing.
And the White House apologizes for turning away war heroes' family over the dress code.
I know, they said it's the arrogance of this is what another Medal of Honor winner said. It just happened to be a Latino, said the arrogance of the SOB in the White House is unbelievable. A little kid was wearing shorts and a T-shirt honoring his grandfather who died.
And it showed his grandfather on the T-shirt.
And they turned him away. Basically, it's another massive scandal for the Obama administration. They said that you talk about not doing anything right. The Obama administration is in its third week of just total destruction.
And Obama can't defend his Republican holding the Bush tax cuts hostage speech.
Well, the press basically, they laid out Obama yesterday for about 15 minutes at a news conference. He said, has the president ever sent anything about in 18 months, has he sent anything to Congress about the tax cuts? Well, the Republicans would have stopped it. No, they said, has he sent it? And they said the Republicans would have stopped it. He said, has the House or Senate even brought it up for discussion? The Republicans would have stopped it. Then they want to know, how can you justify saying that the Republicans are holding hostage something that's never even been written? Well, they would have done this if we didn't do it. And they called the end of the press conference because the press is getting hostile at this president.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
That's the press is favorable.
It wasn't the right-wing people that brought how can something be hostage that's never even been done? They ask him very simple. Did the President of the United States ever mean to use this as anything other than a campaign issue? Because he wants that $3 trillion so he can offset new spending. And they said, I don't know what the President is planning. That's a press conference by the President's people, and they don't know what he's planning.
And the recession rips at the U.S. marriages and expands the income gap.
Well, part of it is the Democrats are getting rid of the marriage penalty, which means if you marry somebody, it's going to cost you money, so you don't marry people again. Plus the income gap, yeah, if you're working, you have money. If you don't work, you don't have money. That expands the income gap, people. Logic.
Marijuana can make you more feminine.
Yeah. They said marijuana tends to be high in estrogen, folks. So if you're a stud and you're taking marijuana, you might speak with a little bit higher voice if you continually use it a lot.
You might get a little more emotional.
Yeah.
And it's all over for the racist Tea Party and the Republican supporters.
Geraldo Rivera said that last night.
Oh, really?
Geraldo Rivera said their totally racist attitude towards minorities, particularly Latinos, is basically going to bring an end to the Tea Party, and that there's no way they can keep this intensity up. Well, like one guy said, as long as they have a-holes like Geraldo Rivera telling people what they can and cannot do, you're going to have the intensity. Said they're running as much against members of the press like him as they are with Obama.
Obama apology tour continues.
Oh, yeah. They dug up something that happened when I was a kid in Guatemala, and now the president has made a personal apology for it happening. Well, if the president hadn't made a personal apology, nobody would have ever known. And there is a basic rule in the world, the whole world. He said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
In West Virginia, Senate race is really against Obama.
Every race in the country is against Obama. I mean, I heard the young Democrats this morning saying that any normal midterm election should be, local against local. But the President of the United States every day makes it a referendum on Obama, and that's hurting the party.
CNN fires host Rick Sanchez over controversial remarks.
Yeah, just happens to be Latino, and basically is pissed off that the Latinos aren't getting the jobs that he thinks the main news anchors should all be Latino, and and basically he said the Jews controlling CNN basically won't give a fair shake to the Latinos in this country. Well, the Jews firing CNN fired him. And he'll never work again in the business, folks.
White House press giving the White House fits for their continued misstatements.
Well, I know, but I mean, they can't justify anything they're saying at the White House anymore, saying that we never said that, when every god-awful reporter in the country knows that Obama's promised this and that, and has never lived up to a single one of his problems. They said that's part of the problem with the young Democrats. They said they voted for a change. They voted for somebody to come in with doing things in a bipartisan manner, and they said they just cannot believe how left this guy is.
And California leaders reached deal on closing state's $19 billion deficit.
Well, it ain't going to be done because the only way they can do it is to raise taxes. And, okay, the Democrats won't cut benefits. The Republicans won't raise taxes. So it's basically what they're going to do is they're going to vote to put it off until the next time. The reason it's $19 billion now is because they put it off from the last time.
Shorter work hours are approved for rookie doctors.
Yeah, since I know doctors and stuff, and what happens is what you really want to do is to have a less trained doctor treating you now. They put them on that schedule not to kill the doctor, but to force the doctor to learn his business in as short a time as possible. But Obama needs to speed up the process because they don't have enough doctors to handle the people under Obamacare.
Oh, and Obama numbers fall with each day on the campaign trail. As the rabble-rouser-in-chief, Democrats are telling him to shut up.
That's right. Basically, when you have Democrat strategists agreeing with the Republican people, saying that this man is doing them no good, because the more he speaks about things, the more people dislike everything he's saying.
Official North Korea's Kim Jong-il, no lame duck or pigeon.
Yeah, I think I had a pigeon here. Yeah, no.
Only because we have pigeons today.
Well, because the problem is that the guy, basically he's a dictator has handed the country to another loony dictator. So.
AIG bailout exit doesn't resolve losses from TARP.
Well, that's what Obama, when he said the TARP was ending with the accomplishments were better than they could have imagined. They're not getting any of that money back. They said, well, the losses are going to be better than what we thought. Well, no, the losses are they're not getting any money back. If you lose 100% of everything you invested, they said, but we save jobs, which is more important. No, they save union jobs.
According to the White House, Osama bin Laden is trying to change the image with the climate change message.
Well, yeah, because he knows that the Americans all are demanding climate change, and the best way to get the Americans to support you is to support climate change. No, the Democrats support climate change. The American people don't.
Anamonte bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the animal kingdom.
I like that. Okay, the young and the very old know how hard it is to stay interested in what they are doing.